Another day, another TBR jar. Hi friends, what the heck is up? How the heck are you? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you're new. Whoa, other way around. Swoop that, flip that. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Bridget and I make book and cozy content here on YouTube. Definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And let's get into my July TBR. As always, we will be using my TBR jar to pick my books for the month. Why was that hard to say? I don't know. But in this jar are a bunch of prompts on pieces of paper. I will pick a piece of paper and then pick a book off of my physical TBR right here on my TBR cart to read for the month of July. I've been doing this for quite a while now. I definitely have more videos like this on my channel if you want to check them out. But this is such a fun way to pick my TBR and keeps me reading outside of my comfort zone, but also helps me get through my physical TBR. First and foremost, there is one new release that I have on my list, have on my radar for the month, but I don't see myself picking it up or even reading it, honestly, but it is on my radar in general. And that book is, on July 29th, A Theory of Dreaming is released by Ava Reed. This is book number 2 in the A Study of Drowning series. I have A Study of Drowning on my TBR for the month of June, so hopefully I'll get to that one and before the month is up, and then I can move on to the next one, obviously. But I am not in a rush simply because I have an entire TBR cart full of books, so I'm not in a rush to get that book and continue the series. I'm sure there are loads other books being released in the month of July that maybe you're interested in, so definitely check that out on Goodreads. I mean, that's where I find new releases, but anywhere else, honestly. Typically, I like to pick 5 or 6 prompts and 6 books for my TBR. I do tend to read between 7 and 8 books every month, so I find 5 or 6 is a good number, good amount for every month, so that way I still have room to read books outside of the selected TBR. Let's do this. The first one is Let Your Sister Pick. I am going to send her a picture of my TBR cart and have her pick one. Okay, I sent the text to my sister and we are going to move on to the next prompt while we wait for her. Also, if you don't know, my sister is not a reader, so I don't know how she's going to pick or like what she's going to pick, so that'll be very interesting. Next is a book with a number in the title. Do I have any? My sister texted me. Let's see what she picks. Interesting. She picked Funny You Should Ask. So the first book on my July TBR is picked by my sister, and she picked Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. This has been on a TBR before and I have not read it, so maybe July is the month that I will actually read this book. Hopefully. Okay, back to a book with a number and a title. I mean, I have Six of Crows. I don't know if you can see that. I do have Six of Crows on here. However, I have not read the prequel series. I haven't finished Shadow and Bone, so I don't want to pick. I can't pick this one because I haven't finished the prequel series. I think that might be the only one. That is the only book I have with a number in the title, so I'm gonna have to pick something else. I was gonna say that's kind of crazy, but I guess maybe it's not crazy? I don't know. Let's try again. Ooh, next is a 5-star from Destiny Said Well. Let me pull up her Goodreads and see if I have anything on here that's a 5-star from her. Okay, the first book that I'm seeing is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. She gave this a 5-star. She also gave Wild Love by Elsie Silver 5 stars. This is dangerous. Those are my 2 options. So after scouring through all of her read books and everything that is a 5-star, these are my 2 options. Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren and Wild Love by Elsie Silver. The reason Wild Love by Elsie Silver is still on my TBR cart is because I still haven't finished the Chestnut Spring series. I love that series so much, and I'm just dragging my feet because I don't want it to be over. So I don't want to read that last book. But maybe I should use this as an excuse and as a reason to, number one, try to finish that last book this month, but also I don't have to read, or I don't have to finish Chestnut Springs before I can start this. Like, they're not interconnected. Completely different stories. And then Love in Other Words, I have heard such good things about, but it kind of scares me. Like, I don't know. I feel like this one's gonna be sad for some reason. So let me know down below if this book is sad and if I should be scared of it. I think I'm gonna go with Wild Love by Elsie Silver and just force myself to start a new series. Because I love Elsie Silver, so I'm gonna love this. I need to just do it. The TBR is looking very pink already. I love that. This one says, a book with yellow on the cover. I think I have quite a few options, actually. I like this prompt. I have a lot of options, and I think I already know which one I'm gonna pick, but let's go through them. First of all, I love that it said yellow on the cover and not a yellow cover. So that means, like, there is a yellow on this, but it's not a yellow cover. So I love that. But first is This Vicious Grace by Emily Thide. I don't know anything about this book. I got it when it was 50% off for hardcovers at Barnes & Noble, like, forever ago, and haven't read it. And I'm probably going to continue to not read this book because this is just not the one I want to read this month. Next is The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem. This is an adult fantasy? Romantasy situation. I don't know a ton about this book, but I know that there's like lost kingdoms and like a lost heir, and we love that. That is probably the one I'm gonna pick, but we'll go through the rest of these. Next is The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I don't know anything about this, but it is very yellow, and I think I'm gonna pass on it. I already have 2 romance books. I need to diversify. Next is Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. There is a little bit of yellow on this. This is a contemporary romance as well, and I just don't need another. Finally, my last option, this is The Bodyguard by Kathryn Center. Bestie Emily, if you're watching this, don't be mad at me, but this was on a TBR for, I think, May. Didn't read it, and I am not choosing it this month. It's going back. Since I already have 2 contemporary romances on my list, I'm gonna go with The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem, and I am so excited for this book. I watch Olivia Reads a Latte here on YouTube, and she raves about this book, so I'm very excited to see what I think, to get into it. Okay, moving right along. Ooh, the next one says a book with sprayed edges. I have a lot of books with sprayed edges. I think I'm gonna go with this book, but I just want to say I do want to pick The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. It has sprayed edges and it's beautiful and stunning, but I think I'm gonna read this one in the month of July, and I'm going to buddy read it with Bestie Kennedy, so I want to pick this one, but I also feel like I shouldn't, because like I already know I'm gonna read it, so I'm not gonna choose this book just because of all of that. Instead, I am gonna pick Firebird by Juliet Cross. This book is from the Fairy Loot Romantasy box. If you don't know, I do get the Romantasy box every month. I love it so much, and this is one of them. The sprayed edges are beautiful. This is about the female main character and the male main character who, I guess, met at one point in their life, and time goes by, they meet again on the battlefield, and she is about to die, and he turns himself into a dragon to save her, and that is like a no-no, and he's probably gonna get in trouble for doing that, but he and his dragon both know that she belongs to them. So whatever that means, I don't know, but I'm excited. I love a good romantasy with some dragons, so very excited. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pick one more. The last one. The final prompt is, this one also says a book with the yellow on the cover. So what I'm gonna do, keep it fun, keep it funky, and keep it fresh, I am going to ask ChatGPT for a random color. And I'll just replace yellow in this prompt, you know? Oh, it said cobalt blue. I'm just gonna go with blue because cobalt complicates things. So a book with blue on the cover. Again, we do have a couple of options, so let's see what we have. First, we have Nectar of the Wicked by Ella Fields. This is another fairy loot romantasy book, and I've heard really good things about this one, actually, so this is a very good choice, potentially. Next is Dance of Thieves. This is like kind of giving navy. No, it is navy, but it's kind of giving black. Anyway, this book is the first book in the Dance of Thieves trilogy. I don't know how many books there are. This is a YA fantasy. I really know nothing about it, but this is not the vibe. Not the vibe. Next is The Au Pair Affair by Tessa Bailey. This is book number 2. I don't know if there's a name for the series, but the first book is Fangirl Down, and I did read that one, and it was fun. So this is an option. Again, Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. There's a lot of blue going on here, but again, I'm just not gonna pick it. I'm so sorry. However, one I might pick is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This one is a new release from this year, and I still have yet to read it. These are my options for the last prompt. I truly don't know which one to pick. Okay, I already have 2 romantasies, and I have 2 contemporary romance. And my options are between 2 contemporary romances and a romantasy. So I think I'm gonna go with the book that is on my summer TBR. If you missed that video, definitely check that one out. I'll have it linked somewhere. But I want to make sure that I get through my summer TBR, and yeah, I'm just gonna pick that book. And that one is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. And just like that, we have our 5 books for the month of July, and they're looking pretty good, if I say so myself. So for the first prompt, it was Let My Sister Pick, and she picked Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. Next, I picked a 5-star by Destiny Sidwell, and that one is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I'm so excited to finally get into the series. Next is a book with yellow on the cover, and I'll be going with The Jasad Heir by Sarah Hashem. Really looking forward to this one. Next is a book with sprayed edges, and I'm going with Firebird by Juliet Cross. And finally, I picked a book with yellow on the cover again, but ChatGPT picked blue instead. So we're going with Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I was gonna say Just for the Summer, but I already read that. So yeah, this is my TBR for the month of July. I hope you had fun hanging out with me today, helping me pick everything. If you liked this video, definitely make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future content. I also have my Instagram, Goodreads, TikTok, all of that linked down below if you are interested in staying more up to date in what I'm reading, how I'm liking any of these books, and just what's going on in life. I also have my Patreon link down below if you want to support me in the channel and help me buy more books, because obviously I need more. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!